into the technology. Okay. Yeah, you can start. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Krishna. Okay. So before moving on to the demo, first I will give my introduction to everyone. Yeah, myself is Vijay. I'm having around 14 plus years of experience in the Oracle technology stack. So, since 7 years working with the Fusion technology, almost in the Fusion technology worked with SCM, finance and HCM implementation support kind of projects as well, and good expertise with Oracle integration, cloud OCIs and OICs and VBCS and PCS technologies. And prior to that, worked with the C business Q technology stack like RISE components and these OAF and ADF and everything. Almost worked in all kind of technical stacks on Oracle side. This is a brief technical background from my end. Thanks to everyone. Okay. Now, without start, we start today the demo. First, we'll see the agenda. First, we'll see, what is the Fusion applications, Oracle Fusion application architecture, Oracle cloud deployment options, and how to start with the Fusion applications. Then after, we'll see what are the various cloud services are available. Then after, we'll start the complete, the Fusion technical stack here. Fusion reporting tools like BI, OTBI, and FRS. And we'll see FBDI and voice inbound and outbound process, the security, extending and customizations, workforce in Fusion application, and HCM related technical stacks. We'll see one by one very in detail. Okay. First of all, what is Oracle Fusion applications? Everyone saying we are in cloud application, right? We are in cloud and we are moving to the cloud, and my client is migrating from this EBS R12 to cloud application. So in your terminology, anyone just given a brief background about what is cloud? What you understand the Fusion application as of now? Anyone? Okay. So here, the Fusion application is nothing but very simple here. As you know, Oracle does have a proprietary applications like Oracle e-business suite. The built-in best business process applications are Oracle e-business suite, the PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, and Siebel and Oracle Demand. These are applications whichever Oracle does have a proprietary own applications for Oracle, right? The same way they have the built-in open standards-based platforms. We are very familiar with JDeveloper, which is an open-based standard platform for our Oracle e-business suite application and ADF application, and Oracle Business Intelligence Server, especially for the reporting side, and Oracle Identity Management for users and user-related operations, and Web Center content in order to to see the Oracle documentations and all. The way we do have the best open-based platforms, and we do have the best business processor available. Okay, these processes and these based platforms are together deployed into one of the cloud model. One of the cloud model is called as a Oracle Fusion application. Okay, here we do have various cloud models like public cloud, private cloud, on-premise, and hybrid. Whichever we are working since 10 years, or whichever you are working in the past, whoever is not worked on this Fusion application, whoever is working on the e-business suite, the system we called as of now on-premise system. That is, we called on-premise. Other than Fusion application, you can call any other application we call as the on-premise. The best example is our e-business suite R12 application, which is on-premise application. The way we do have public cloud and the private cloud, these processes and these platforms are deployed into public cloud, and we are trying to access this Fusion application through public cloud. Nothing but we are in a cloud system. Okay, by using this, we are enabled quickly configuration of user interface, the business objects, the business process, and business logic, and it's very reuse of systems and technology, and easy of managing applications. Okay, so first we'll see this architecture design. So here I have 3 layers. Okay, not only for Oracle, for any application, if you see here, we do have 3 layers. Oracle application layer, the middleware layer, the database layer for any application. If you see application layer, here we do have Oracle Fusion application product families. Here product family is nothing but your modules, your offerings, nothing but the financials, projects, supply chain management, and HCM application and procurement application and the financials like that. The middleware is nothing but these are related for your product families, and the database is nothing but it's related to your application database, nothing but when you trying to connect Fusion Financials, nothing but it will try to connect Oracle Fusion application schema itself. Okay, and Oracle Fusion middleware schemas. The middleware schema is nothing but if you want to go for any PaaS solutions, nothing but if you want to go for any custom solutions, then the custom database concept will come into picture by using Oracle Fusion middleware schemas. These layers are interacting with another layers every time with a grid control. If anything happens in between these layers, okay, a dedicated system is implemented by Oracle, and the respective team will get an alert. So and so system is in down, and we need to take care. This is a kind of architecture design. And if you see product application, use an application product families. So we can say the products nothing but here human capital management is one of the product, the financial management is one of the product, the procurement is one of the product, and the way supply chain management is one of the product. If you see, each product does have n number of offerings. We call sub modules or sub products. If you see the financial management, you can see general ledger, the payables, assets, account receivables, collection expenses. In general, in common days, we are working on these modules, right? Like a product can have a number of modules. Day by day, Oracle is enhancing these product families for our business purpose, day to day. Other than these product families, we do have two dedicated products are available. The function setup manager, the dashboard, KPIs, and extensibility framework. The function setup manager is nothing but if I want to go for financial management setups, or I want to go for supply chain management, setups. Okay, no need to navigate to the n number of responsibilities here. Directly, you can navigate to the function setup manager, and you can work, general ledger related setups or supply chain management setups. And this is dashboards, KPIs, and extensibility framework product. This is nothing but if you want to customize, or if you want to personalize, or if you embed any content on your Fusion application, a dedicated product is available. By using this, you can work on these personalizations or customizations. And we do have, as I said in the first slide, we have seen these process and applications are deployed into various cloud models, right? Here, just we'll see a little bit cloud options. What are the deployment options are available? So as we see, we have public cloud, the private cloud, and on-premise systems are available. The public cloud is nothing but the data center. Here we do have the data center, and the data center and the application, everything is maintained by, Oracle itself. Just Oracle is deploying their application into public cloud, and they will provide a subscription to the respective organization. Organization will try to take a license for the subscription, and they will try to utilize the application for their business perspective. Okay. For example, here if we see, there are various business partners are available. A, B, C, D, certain business partners are available. All the business partners are in a single data center, nothing but they are in public cloud. Let's assume a business partner requested a business change on their application. Then Oracle is trying to take an enhancement request for that, and they will research on the same if it is really need for a business. Okay. And then coming versions, okay, Oracle will release the same whichever is A requested. Okay. It's there with our public cloud application. Irrespective of other business partners, the B, C, D, other business partners also able to see the same change, whichever is requested by A. Since we are in a public cloud, the same application we are trying to utilize for all the business partners. Okay. The way we are in the public cloud. And the private cloud is nothing but this is a data center, and we do have again various business partner centers are there. Couple of aspects are maintained by organization, nothing but the data center like that. The same way, the same example, if you take if couple of business partners are requested any changes, those changes we will restrict for only those business partners, since we are in the private cloud. We'll see very in detail in the next slide what are we can control in the public and private cloud. And this on-premise system, this is everything is maintained by organization itself. There is no relationship with Oracle. Just we are trying to find, we are trying to buy our application, and for that application, Oracle will provide you a service for us, right? Just they will provide a support for that application, but everything is under control of organization. Okay. If you see types of cloud services, if you see here, whichever we are in the public cloud, we call as a software as a service. Software as a service, SaaS model. Everyone is saying nowadays we are in a SaaS application. We are working the SaaS model. We are working in the public cloud model. Okay, nothing but we are in a SaaS, software as a service. Software is providing by Oracle. Just we are utilizing as a service. Okay, here we do have couple of layers: applications, the data, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, server, storage, and networking. These are all layers maintained by Oracle itself. Just we are taking in a subscription for their software, since we are in a public cloud. Okay, so here everything is managed by Oracle itself. And this is platform as a service. We are in the private cloud, nothing but this is called as a PaaS model. We call it as a PaaS model, and like applications and the data. The both are maintained by organization itself. Applications and data layer maintains by organization, and the runtime, middleware, operating system, the rest of layers will maintain by Oracle itself. And the infrastructure as a service, here also we do have couple of layers is maintained by organization, and rest of is maintained by Oracle. And this on-premise, whichever we are working as of now, on-premise systems, everything is maintained by applications, data, virtualization, server, storage, networking, the hardware, software, everything is maintained by organization. Just Oracle will provide their application for us, and they will provide a support for their application. That's it. Okay, the way we do have various cloud services are there. As of now, I can say 97 or 98% clients are in a SaaS model, software as a service model. A few customers, very rare scenarios, few customers are in a PaaS solutions for their custom solutions. Now this is a brief function setup manager. As I said, we do have a dedicated function setup manager product is available for us. Nothing but here we do have various users are there. Various users are connected with the function setup manager product, and they are trying to implement the financial, sales, and workforce deployment, nothing but HCM related configurations. So in general, if you want to implement the same in on-premise systems, nothing but Autoville. Okay, so what you have to do, a single user can connect to the respective application, and they will try to switch n number of responsibilities in order to perform their configurations. Whereas in Fusion applications, any number of users can connect to the function setup manager, and simultaneously they can work together. They will work with these configurations. Okay, this is up to a little bit introduction of our Fusion applications cloud systems. Now I will start an actual technical content. What I am trying to cover in my part of training. Okay, this is a report development. First, we'll see the various reports development. We do have BAP reports, OTBA reports, and FRS reports. Three kind of reportings are available: BAP, OTBA, and FRS. And the security and roles. This is nothing but how to create a user, how to create a roles and all. This is a complete and new concept in our Fusion applications in order to work with the users and roles. And this FBDA process, nothing but inbound patterns. This is inbound patterns. If you want to import the data from legacy systems to our Fusion application system, these FBDA process will come into picture. Again, this is complete a new concept for us. This is HCM. We'll see how to work with inbound patterns, how to load from legacy systems to Fusion application system. The same way outbound extracts, how to import the data from, sorry, how to export the data from Fusion applications to legacy systems. That is, we'll see. And this is Oracle Integration Cloud and Visual Based Cloud Service and Process Cloud Service. These three we call as an OIC. This OIC application we call as a PaaS application. Okay, this is complete. We are in the PaaS application. This is PaaS model, so that you can create your custom components here. Okay, and we'll see the customization extensions like application composer activities and page composer activities. Again, these two are a new concept for our Fusion application. By these two composers, we can work with, customizations and personalization concept. Now we'll see very in detail of each topic. This is security and roles content. First, we'll see the standard roles overview. Then we'll see how to create a user, basic user, and what are the basic roles are required, and how to customize the standard roles, and how to create the custom roles, and how to work with auto provision roles, and what are the roles required for integrations, and how we can access the data like AR customers, AR some suppliers, or I want to see some general ledger data, I want to see some inventory data. So how you are able to see this data is nothing but with help of security context. We'll see in the security and roles. This is BIP reports technical content. We'll see first the catalog overview and wizard report development, and we'll see the various data model properties, and we'll see the report and layer properties, and the various dataset properties, and manual layout developments, and we'll try to develop reports within LOVs, because LOVs concept is different when you compare it with on-premise applications here. This is complete a new concept for this BIP reports. And this is busting. The busting is a lot enhanced when you compare it with our on-premise systems here. Again, this is enhanced a lot and introduced a number of features for us. And we'll see how to customize the standard reports, and we'll see various deployment options of our custom components. The same way here, we do not have any concurrent program concept. The concurrent program is replaced with an ESS jobs. Whenever you are creating a report, this report we will register as a ESS job, and the end user will try to work with this ESS job in order to see the output of your report. We'll see the ESS job registration with various LOVs and scheduling. Again, the reporting LOV is different, and ESS job registration with LOV is different. We'll see the complete real-time scenarios for these two aspects, and we'll see the with class usage and SQL statement with real-time scenarios, and we'll see the e-text report development for the PPR in generally for check templates, and if you want to get a text output, we'll go for the e-text report development, and we'll see the Excel layout development. We'll see the Excel layout RTFs, how we can develop, work with BI Publisher with an Excel reports. This is BAP report technical content, and this is OTBA reports. First, we'll see the complete OTBA overview and creating how to create analysis properties, and we'll see the dashboards, prompts, and properties, and we'll see how to create the dashboards by using this analysis dashboard prompts. And we'll see some graphical user interface based reports like pipe based and horizontal reports, graph based, image based reports. Couple of reports we'll see with the master detail options, and we'll see alerts using narrative views, and we'll see the scheduling concept. The scheduling concept is different when you compare it with the OTBA reports and BAP reports. And we'll see the action links like build on with the deep links for an application. Let's assume I developed one of the OTBA reports by using AP accounts payables. Nothing but I'm getting some invoice numbers in my report. When I click on invoice number, the invoice number will open my Fusion application. That is called a deep links. That is, we'll see very in detail. And how to integrate this OTBA report content or BAP reporting content. Nothing but we'll try to embed this OTBA and BAP reporting content into our Fusion application home screen. This is OTBA reporting content. This is inbound integrations, nothing but inbound patterns, inbound interfaces. In general, we call it as inbound and outbound interfaces, right? Here we call it as an inbound pattern, nothing but any third-party application will try to push the data into Fusion application. So what are the various options are available for us for this inbound patterns? In general, we have an ADF-DA spreadsheet data loader is available. This is especially to correct interface errors data for a low to medium volume of data. So to go for bulk data process, Oracle is provided file-based data import, which is FPDA concept. This is for high volume of data. Okay, and this HCM data loader especially dedicated for HCM application if you want to work with inbound patterns. For HCM data loaders are there, and for HCM and the finance and CRM application, FBDA process is available in order to work with inbound patterns. If you want to automate the process of these inbound patterns, then automation of data load nothing but these integrations will come into picture. By using SOAP or REST web services, you can automate the process. Okay. So if you see the FBDA process, inbound pattern, the technical content here. First, we'll see the FBDA overview with the business entities. We'll see the complete, whichever I'm working with here, GL import, AR customer FBDA process, and AR invoice FBDA process. These are complete real-time scenarios FBDA process. Whichever I have selected here, which is GL import FBDA process, AR customer FBDA process, and AR invoice FBDA process. We'll see these three FBDA process, which is a negative scenarios and the positive scenarios with the real-time issues. Whichever I faced for my client, the complete issues I will provide you. What are the issues we will face, how to reprocess the same, and how to communicate with the client, and if minimal errors are there, how we can rectify the same. Okay, we'll see the complete GL import FBDA process, AR customer FBDA process, and AR invoice FBDA process. And we'll see the interface corrections by using ADF desktop integrator and its tool. We'll see the overview of this tool, and we can use this tool to correct interface error data. Okay, when you're working with our inbound patterns. So why I'm selected dedicated these three FBDA process, nothing but if you are familiar with these three FBDA process, okay, then you can work with any FBDA in your SaaS application. Okay, any FBDA. Since GL import does have only single interface table, AR customer does have 18 interface tables, and AR invoice FBDA does have 4 invoice interface tables. Okay, and these reprocess mechanisms and the purging concept, everything is different. Okay, the reason I'm selected these three FBDA process, and if you are very familiar with these concepts, okay, then you can work with any kind of business entity in your SaaS application. This is the outbound pattern. If you want to export the data from Fusion application to third-party systems, can go for BAP publisher, OTBAN, something, integrations like SOAP and REST web services. Now we'll see the backbone of our Fusion application, OIC, Oracle Integration Cloud. This is the backbone for our Fusion application. Now this is trending for any client. Nowadays, now this is the trending for any client. This is Oracle Integration Cloud. This is the most important topic for us in order to automate the process from legacy systems to the Fusion application or Fusion applications to legacy system. It will act as a middleware layer. Before this, we do have a SOA layer in order to transmit the data from Oracle eBusiness Suite to your legacy system. Now the SOA layer is completely replaced with an Oracle Integration Cloud application layer. Now this will act as a middleware layer in order to communicate the data from Fusion to legacy or legacy to Fusion application. So here the content, whichever technical content in there, this is for OIC. Again, this is complete OIC application or tool we call as a PaaS application. This is here we can work with complete custom components since we call as a PaaS application. Okay, so in that one of the aspect is the OIC. First, we'll see the web services and the REST APIs. These web services we can test with SOAP UI tool, and we can test the web services by using Postman tool, and we'll see the OIC application features, and we can develop the web service call integrations and REST API call integrations, and we'll work with file-based integration development, right? How to read in a file, how to write in a file, how to zip the file, how to unzip the file within the integration by using FTP adapters. And FBDA process integration, we'll see the generic automation approach. Whichever we do have FBDA process there for inbound pattern, the same FBDA process we can automate by using OIC. First, we'll see the generic automation approach. Then after, we'll try to, we'll see the same FBDA process integration with a database cloud service. This is called a DBCS. We are the database in a cloud application. Okay, by using DBCS, again, this everyday process, we'll see the complete real-time scenario everyday process. And we'll see the callback integrations, and we'll see the various error handling for these integrations. And we'll see the various integration patterns like publish to OIC and subscribe to OIC integrations. And we'll see the real-time integrations overview. Whichever I'm work here, everyday process integration with DBCS, this is I'm going to develop one of the AR invoice integration. For this integration itself, I will take minimum 5 to 7 hours. If you are very familiar with this integration, FBDA process integration with the database cloud service, then you can work with any kind of integration. Okay, you can get a confidence, like you can work with any kind of integrations. Okay, when you're really working with the integrations. That much of complex, we do have this, DBCS integration, and this is most important topic for us. This is OIC content, and this is VBCS. Now, slowly, the clients are moving on to the custom forms by using this VBCS, nothing but a Visual Basic Cloud Service. Okay, for example, client don't want our Fusion application screens. Okay, client want to go for complete custom pages. In order to go for the custom pages, Oracle does have two solutions. One is either client will take in a PaaS subscription, or there is a VBCS option is available. This is also PaaS solution. For this, there is no specific subscription is not available. When you take in a OIC, automatically VBCS will come into picture. By using this VBCS, you can develop the complete custom forms, and you can embed the data from embed the REST services and web services by using SaaS application. Okay, we'll see how to create a page, update the page, delete the page, and select the read page. Nothing but we'll try to see the CRUD operations. These 4 are the most important for us. Again, if you are familiar with this end-to-end page developments, you can work with any page. And we'll see how to send the notifications, and we'll see the various error handlings, and we'll see partial update page. And we'll see the REST API custom page design. This is one of the real-time scenario page design. We'll see how to create AR receipts by using complete custom form. Okay, Oracle recommends, in order to go for the PaaS solution or PaaS subscription, you can go for the VBCS and you can achieve your requirement. Okay, if you want to go for the PaaS subscription, again, you need a WebLogic server, and you are very familiar with an ADF application in order to develop your custom pages. To avoid those, Oracle has introduced, this Visual Basic Cloud Service. This is complete a drag and drop features. There is no much coding for this VBCS. This is a PCS Process Cloud Service. If you want to go for custom workflows, if you want to go for custom workflow designs, then PCS will come into picture. We'll see the PCS overview, and we'll see the various UI components, and we'll see the complete live workflow design. One of the workflow design we'll see. This is complete OIC, VBCS, and PCS. Here OIC is the most important. This is the backbone for our SaaS application. This is HCM content, Human Capital Management, nothing but HRMS related technical pattern. Here we'll see the first inbound patterns. Here we do have the data loaders in order to push the data from, legacy systems to your Fusion application system. Data loaders will come into picture. First, we'll see the spreadsheet data loaders with real-time scenarios, customizing the spreadsheet for a bulk import, metadata data loader with real-time scenarios, employee objects overview, and we'll see the various HCM lookups. And these lookups are most important and the backbone for these data loaders. And we'll see the employee import with the 12 objects, which is positive scenario. Here 12 objects, nothing but you can load worker details, email details, relationships, phone details, address details. The way we do have 12 objects are available, we'll work with those employee imports. And we'll see the failure scenarios, how we can recover the data and how we can find the errors and how to re-import the same. And we'll see the payroll, salary, and absence data loading, and reprocess scenarios with the partial data loading, and employee extract SQL preparation for all the objects. For example, your client in on-premise systems, nothing but R12, then it's your job in order to extract the data from R12 system in order to uh, import that to the Fusion application. Since we are in a we do have a technical background, right? So we'll see the how to prepare an SQL statements in order to extract the data from on-premise systems. This is outbound patterns, okay? The same concept. If you want to go for outbound patterns for a supply chain or financial application, in general, we are using web service or REST APIs or BIP reports, right? For especially human capital management application, if you want to extract the data from Fusion application, okay, Oracle is introduced, extract concept, HCM extracts. We see the outbound features and how to extract the employee data and how to invoke the BAP report with HCM extracts and sending output to the UCM with an HCM extracts. You can send the output to the various ways. We'll see one of the way, which is UCM, how to send the data from Fusion application to the source systems. And we'll see the FOSS formulas. We'll see the FOSS formula overview and the syntax and the various sections what are available FOSS formulas and how to write the FOSS formulas and how to compile the FOSS formulas and how to see the error handling. We'll see the error handling for these FOSS formulas. And this is especially dedicated for customizations, extending for Fusion applications. In order to customize our Fusion application, Oracle has provided two tools for us, Page Composer and Application Composer. This is by these two we call as a separate product, nothing but dashboard and extensibility framework. The framework is associated with these two tools, Page Composer and the Application Composer. By using this Page Composer, you can add the custom fields and you can modify existing fields, like make a field required, show or hide a field, change a field label, or make field read only or reorder fields like that. Okay, and the application composer, you can change the look and feel of application, change the page layout, and add the buttons and perform the validations. And you can call the web service and REST APIs from your standard pages and all. Okay, in order to work with the application composer and the page composer, we need a minimal Groovy scripting for us. Okay, nothing but the expression language. We call it an expression language, Groovy code. This is same as your PL SQL. Similar to PL SQL, slightly we do have the differences. And we need HTML, JavaScript, and web services coding a little bit. Web services coding is not required. Just whichever web services are there, simply we need to refer the web service. And we need a minimal JavaScript, and we need HTML minimal code, and we need Groovy code. Mostly 99% we will use the Groovy code in order to perform the validations. Okay. And Oracle is not provide 100% customizations for all the products. Not provided, there is no provision to customize the complete Fusion application. Whichever is Oracle is provided the application, like for example, as of now, there is no customization for financials. Okay, we do have a partial customizations for supply chain management. Simply we can navigate to that application. We'll work on this Page Composer and Application Composer activities. And for this customization is again the very minimal, not whichever client does have the requirement. Sometimes we may not fulfill the requirement. Oracle is recommending a minimal customizations for their Fusion application. So for customization extension, we'll see the content, modifying the existing fields, applying validation standard page like field level, object level, and we'll see the sandbox changes and how to enable descriptive flexi fields, and we'll see the Groovy script techniques, and how to embed the OTBA dashboard to the global home page. This is complete a customization option in order to embed your BAP and OTBA content to the global home page screen of your SaaS application. And we'll see some function setups related to the technical, like how to get a customer access, how to get a supplier access, GL access and inventory access, and etc. We'll see a couple of function setups, whichever is required for our technical people. And while working with our technical aspects, we may get some challenges like SaaS doesn't support for any DDL, DML, and TCL. It supports and it doesn't support PL SQL also. Okay, only it supports only a select clause. That's it. By using select clause, you can develop your BAP reports. Mostly we will work on the BAP reports in our SaaS application. So as you working with a on-premise system, nothing but Autoville system, there we are working with the complete, this PL SQLs, and we are writing thousands of lines of code, right? So here no need to require for the PL SQL since we are in a SaaS model. Okay. Oracle itself provides the database for us. By using this database, we can write our select statements in order to meet your requirement for your business requirement for BAP reports. And we can write the complex SQL statements by using with class and set operators. There is no MOVAC feature. We can control the data by using security context. This is again complete new feature for a Fusion application. This is we'll see very in detail. And easy deployment options to various pods, nothing but environment to another environment. You can easily, deploy your objects. There is no shell scripting. There is no FND loads. Okay. And the duration here for this technical course, I will take the maximum 50 hours, daily 1 hour, and will provide you daily access to whichever today's session is done. We'll provide the daily recordings and the screenshot prepared materials, each topic wise, nothing but whichever topic is required, the material, I will provide the same, which is screenshot prepared, and the white papers, and whichever is important document for us, everything is there with me. Just I will share with you. And we'll provide the Fusion instance access the 5 months, nothing but the application access, and the OIC access will provide you 3 months, and the daily recording access, it's a 1 year access you do have with you. Okay, and you can attend this training in a 1 year anytime you require. If you taken a subscription one time, then it will active up to 1 year. You can attend n number of batches up to your patients. This is some of the happy students path and their reviews like this. Whoever is trying to migrate from e-business to the Fusion, they are provided a positive feedbacks and is happy, highly rated, recommending by students. Just you can go through the same Tech Leads IT website and you can go through the same. Yeah, thanks to everyone. It's time to
So will you be taking questions now?
Yeah, it's a Q&A session.
Yeah. So my first question is in the architecture slide, we keep on hearing like what is a pod? So when we say okay, we are having issues, they say resize the pod. What does this pod represent? Is it all the 3 layers? If you can tell something on that.
Those 3 layers is nothing but the common layers, right? Application layer and middleware layer and the database layer.
Mm-hmm.
These three layers are again interacting with one of the grid control. And the grid control is maintained by organization. If something is happens for any one of the layer, it will send an alerts to the respective team. This is completes based on the configuration. Again, this is take care by Oracle itself. We don't have to take care anything here.
So the grid and